Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're playing X Sums in 9 Steps tutorial. Now, I'm not, so just a couple of quick things, and apologies, I'm just getting a bit distracted. I'm trying a new tool here that would actually help me to make sure that I keep record of what I'm doing throughout the video, so that when I actually post the YouTube videos, I can actually add descriptions and chapters so you guys can more easily navigate it. So hopefully I am going to be using this tool correctly, and because you have requested it, I have been listening. It's just I've been trying to figure out how to do this regularly and do it well as well. Now, the X sums and the 9 steps tutorial, this is the second time that we're actually doing this particular type of puzzle. So Azireo, who is the constructor of these series, is essentially just featuring one variant at a time and doing something that's more of an introductory type of puzzle. And being a Tuesday puzzle, it feels entirely appropriate to continue down this series and see what are some of the other variants that we have in store. Of course, it's X sums, so we have Sleuth here in the classroom, clearly doing a bit of algebra, a whole bunch of X's that he's trying to understand and evaluate. What I'm not entirely sure is why there's some organic chemistry in the background there on the board. Is it down to the oil and water puzzles that we've been featuring recently? Who knows? Right, let's take a look at today's puzzle. So we have the 9 steps tutorial from XSum by Azireo, and today is all about XSum. So the normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. I love the fact that Azireo is very consistent. He always places 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in his puzzles, almost as a way of, I don't know, numbering the boxes. He's very consistent about that as far as I can tell. Now, today's all about X sums. So clues outside the grid indicate the sum of the first X digits in that row / column, where X is the closest digit to that clue. So what would be a good way of showing you how that works without solving it? So for example, here is an 11. What it's saying is, if I place a 2 in here, then I need to sum up the first 2 digits next to the 11 and make sure they sum up to 11. So that would have to be a 9, for example. There's a few given clues, like the 1, and that's fairly obvious. It's saying that whatever this X sum of this row / column has to be 1. So naturally, you have to place a 1 in here because that's the only thing that would actually add up to 1. The 9 in here, for example, is saying sum up all the rows, and for that 45, sum up all the columns. And they, of course, would add up to 45 because, as we all know from the secret, that if you add up all the digits that make up a box, row, or column, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, all the way through to 9, you will get to 45. So that's the X sum rule. And I love the fact that we've been given a lot of information today, so hopefully this will be highly approachable. So if you want to tackle this tutorial, you want to help Sleuth solve what's on that blackboard, link will be in the description down below as usual for you to play along. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So 1 is done. I'm actually going to keep track by sort of marking anything that's done as blue, so that I don't have to sort of think about it or worry about it. 44 basically is 45 minus 1. So that's saying I need to add up all the digits except for 1 that is adding up to a 1. That's done. Can't get any more information out of here. These are 4 digits that add up to 10. The only way I can do that in 4 digits, they have to be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, of course. So these are 1, 2, 3. That's done. What else do I know? That 2 here, adding up to 3, that has to be a 1 to essentially make up these 2 cells. These 2 cells add up to 3. So that clue is also done. Right. I know that these are 7, 8, 9, but it's not exactly helpful. So let's go to where I kind of started here with the 11. So you can absolutely have two cells with a 9. I could have three cells adding up to 11. You can, of course, have four cells add up to... No, you can't. Because you'd put a 4 in here and you need three more cells that add up to 7, which would include the 4. So 4 is not available, not just because of Sudoku. You can't do it with X sums in 4 cells. And 5 is too big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 15. So 2 or 3 in here. There's a 1 for sure in there. That's not a 1. 19. Can't do it in 2 cells. 2 plus 9 is the maximum. That's 11. So it's not 2. 3 I can probably do. 3, 8, and 9 is at 20. So yeah, you can definitely do it in 90 in 3 cells. I'm guessing you can do it in 4. I'm guessing you can do it in 5. 6 is too many. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 21. Just a triangular number of 6. So too many. It's only 3, 4, or 5, and it's not a 3. 23. I don't think I can do it in 3. 3 plus 8 and 9, that's only 20. That's too little. So 4, 5. In this case, I could do a 6, except it's not available in the box. But 6, yeah, you can do... Essentially, that would leave 22 remainder. I'm sure you can fit 22 in 3 cells. 7, 8, 9 is 24, so that's plenty. Anyway, 4, 5 in here means these are 2, 7, and 8. Not exactly useful. This is proving trickier than I would hope. Right, this is helpful. This is very helpful. We've already placed 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is a minimum of 5. I'm going to say a maximum of 6. And actually, I'm having a think about that 6. I don't know if I can do it because triangular number of 6 is 21. Yeah, it doesn't work. And the way I sort of quickly evaluated this, it leaves a remainder of 23, which means I need to have 3 cells that add up exactly to 23, and it will be 6, 8, and 9. You can't do that in 3 other numbers. But that would require the 6 in here and the 6 in here to add up 6, 8, 9. So 6 plus 5 more cells that add up to 18 are apparently not possible without using a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be 15. So essentially I need 3 more. What if I do 1, 2, 3, 5, 7? Why wouldn't that work? 1, 2, 3 would be another 6. That's 12. So I need 10. Yeah, it's not possible. I'm really surprised by that. It's just, I know what kind of the logic about it leaves 23 remainder, 45 minus 22, and therefore 6, 8, and 9. It's just kind of harder to prove it the other way around. So anyway, long way of saying this is a 5, this is a 4, this is a 5, and we're off and running. 5 and 19 cells feels very restricted, like very restricted. Especially since this is only 2 or 3. So we can only use one of 2 or 3, not both. So the minimum this is essentially 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So that's 21 minus, it's got to be a 2. So essentially this is, I don't know if I'm making sense today, and apologies for that, 4 and 6. That should add up to 19. So 4, 5, 6 is 15, plus another 1, 3, that's another 4, that's 19. And because that includes a 3, that's a 2, that's a 9, you can see that this is clearly not 4 or 6, that's a 1, 3 pair. This is no longer a 1, 3 pair. This is 7 and 8. And we've got some digits, finally, other than some fairly obvious ones like that one. Doesn't help me with my 2, 7, 8, doesn't, yeah, it's not That's not 2. This is a 1-3 pair. That is 2. I can pencil mark these. I'm not really getting much by just completing the rows when... I'll do it anyway. 7, 8, and 9, it looks like. So we have another 7, 8, 9 plus a 2. In here is another 7, 8 plus a 6. I mean, that's probably worthwhile. Pencil marking 6, 7, 8. Another 7, 8, 9 plus a 1 and something else. 1 and 6. No, 1 and 3. I'm just going to go around and do all the other x sums actually quickly, because this is proving trickier than I was hoping. So the minimum I can do this 15 in is a 3 cells. 2 plus 9 we've already established can only be 11. 3 plus 12, and 9, 3 is not available. 4, 8 is, though 5, 7 is. So 3 works. 4 would, and 5 would if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which it isn't. This cell here is 7, 8, 9, so 5 is not an option. Same here. This is another 3, 4, which makes this a minimum of 5, and 6 is too big because 6 would be a minimum of 21. So that's 5. And then all of these cells need to add up to, more importantly, these 3 cells need to add up to 10. So that must include a 1, because 2, 3, 5 is not available. So 1 plus 2 more digits that add up to 9. 1, 9, add up to, 9. 1, 8 is not available, 2, 7 is not available, 4, 5 is not available. It's got to be 3, 6. So that looks like it will add up to 17. 10, 12, 17. Does that restrict the 3, 4? Not exactly. 32 feels fairly sizable. So I think the minimum for that is, I mean, the minimum is already established, surely, and it's exactly 6, because 7, 8, and 9 are already placed. 5 and 3 and 4 are all placed, and it's definitely not 1 or 2, so don't really have to think about it that hard. So all of these cells add up to 32, leaving me with a remainder of 13 in 3 cells. That's fairly easy to do. This is 13 in 3 cells. I don't know why I didn't look at this way earlier. So that needs to be 10 in these 2. That's not 7. That is 7. 2 plus 3 plus 8 is 13. This way round needs to be 16, so I need 13 in these 2 cells. 4, 9 works. 5, 8 is not available. 6, 7 looks like it does work and is available. There's a few more options than I was hoping. I mean, anyway, what I'll do is I'll carry on back marking cells that are done. I'm going to mark them as done, even though I don't necessarily have all the numbers resolved, but the pencil marks add up correctly. So you've got all the value that you can really out of that x sum. Same in here. And that is not the case. So this is definite 6 in here, plus 1 or 3. Let's just think about what these are and what this cell is. This is actually a fairly large cell. It's not 1 or 2. It can be 3. It's not 4. It's not 5. It's not 6. Up from here is 3, 7, or 9. So that's the full set of pencil marks. I can't imagine it's much larger than 3. So 1, 3 is 4, plus 5, that's 9. I need to get to 22, so I need in these 2 cells the difference, which is 13. So 6, 7 plus 5, that's 18, plus 1, 3. Yep, that is correct. 3, 1. Sorry, I'm double checking my maths today regularly. Just I sort of make these leaps and I'm thinking, wow, that was a bit surprising. I'm just checking. Let me just put it that way. 3, 6 gives me a 4 in here, gives me a 3 there. This 5 is done. This 6 is not done. It does give me a 7 and a 6. All of these cells still need to add up to 32. That's nowhere near done. This is done. This is done. This is not done, although we kind of know what it is, isn't it? It's whatever these cells are. So it's 2, 8, 9. 2, 8, and 9, that's 17. 19 plus a 4 is 23. That's done. Right, the 3, that one does actually give me a 2 plus a 1. That 3 now is adding up another 2 digits that add up to 12. We already established that. And they're either 4, and they are definitely 4, 8. My options of 9, 3, not available. 5, 7, not available. It is 4, 8. No 8s in here. And these must be 5, 6 to complete the box. I'd say that 3 has done its work. I mean, it removes a 6 from up there. Removes a 4 from here. These two cells needed to add up to 13. So no 4 means no 9. No 6 means no 7. And still not enough to have it resolved, unfortunately. That 3 does resolve the 1, 3. That's 1, that's 3. Just keep looking at these numbers and I'm thinking, yeah, there are some things resolved, surely. And the answer was yes, it was. No, this is it. In the interest of time, I'm going to look elsewhere. What else can I do? So we've done that 15. We haven't done this 4. And it's sort of dependent on what these cells are. Now these include a 1, just classic Sudoku. I imagine if I have a 2 in here, that would be too small. No, that would be right. That would be 7 plus 8. That does actually work. And it can't be anything else. Because if this is a 9, these are going to have to add up to 6. I'm already at 5. I can't have a second one. That's 2. That's 8. That's 9. That gives me 7. That gives me 9. That gives me 8. It still doesn't help me with these, surprisingly. But anyway, that 4 is also done. What are these cells? They are 7 and 9, I'm going to say. And this is another 4, 6 just to complete the column. Just feels like I'm missing something. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm not. Okay. So X sums, there is really only one more X sum that's left to do, which is the 32. And then really it's just classic Sudoku from here. 8 gives me 4, gives me 8. The 4 doesn't give me anything else. And the 8 doesn't give me anything else. Right, let's just pencil mark the box for a second. 2 is in here. 3 is like literally anywhere. That feels like not the right call at all. 4, no, that's a 2, 4 pair. Just 4, 2, 4, 2. So that's a 2, 4 pair. Then we have 3, 5, and 9. That's 3 or 9. That's 3 or 5, not a 9. And this is 3, 5, or 9. There's a definite 5 in here, though, which gives me 6 and 5. The 6 gives me 3 and 6. That gives me 5, 9, 3, 7, and 9. Lovely. Right, 6 cells. 6, 5, and 7, that's 18. I still need another... Okay, excuse me. For a second, I was panicking. 27. Now I need between these two cells a 5, and that is unfortunately quite easy to do in 2 ways. 3 and 2, 1 or 4, both work. How am I resolving these? The 1. 3, 1, 4, 2. And we're done with X sums. It looks like the 4 gives me a 6 in here, the 4 and a 6. These are still not resolved, so there's another 4, 7 plus a 1, which is in here. That's 4 or 7. There's another 6, 9 plus a 2. No, not a 2. 6, 9 plus 5. So 5, 6, 9 with a definite 5. These two cells, 7 and 9. Not going so well here. What about I'm just going to quickly scan just to see where can I use the fact that the 1, 2, and 3 are written. And it's not looking good. Because most of the available columns have... Right, this column is probably the most complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. It is an 8. That's a naked single. Any more? I mean, that's 1 and 2, 3. That's not going to be helpful. 1, 2, 3. That's not going to be helpful. 1, 2, 4, 3. So my options are 5 and 7 in this cell. The 8 doesn't help me in here. I mean, may as well. 1, 2, 3. This could be 4. It's not 5, 6, or 7. It can also be 9. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be loads of options. 4, 5, 7. It's not 7 because we've got a 7, 9 pair here. That's 4 or 5. Surely that can be resolved. The only place that we can have a 6 in is here. No 6, no 6, no 6. That's a 6. That needed to be 13. That's a 7. That's a 4. That's a 5. That's a 4. That's a 9. Right. Now we're going to do something useful. I'm sure of it. This is 5, 9 pair. 2, 8 pair. Carry on with a bit of Sudoku here. Where does 6 go in this box? It's not a 7. It was a 6. Not a 7. 6. That 6 gives me 9. 6. That 9 gives me 5. 9. Where does 8 go in this box? Got 8 with something else. 4 and 8. That 4 helps. 4, 8, 8, 2. And then we pretty much have a solution from here. We need 3 and 7. We need 2. We need a 3, I'm going to say, which gives me 7 and 3. We need 4, 5, 5 and 7. 7 is in here, and 5, if I've not made any mistakes. That's the solution for today's puzzle. It's a lovely puzzle, Azireo. Very much focus on X sums. Your classic sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, with sort of initial introductions that, like the 1 and 9, that weren't essentially helpful. But yeah, excellent puzzle. 80-minute solve. I imagine for some of you, you're just going to breathe through this. Hope that you enjoyed today's video and the puzzle. And see you back for the next one. We do have a few X-sum puzzles, so if you enjoyed this one, take a look at what YouTube is going to recommend to you next. Bye-bye for now.